Opening comment. Your thoughts.
All right. First of all, thanks you guys for being here this morning. Really excited as we start year three. We returned in some guys that played a lot of minutes for us last year, which we're excited about. We also added a bunch of newcomers, which we can talk about later. But really like this group. Our chemistry is really, really well. And it started back in June. We brought those 7 newcomers in, and they slid right in. These returning guys made them feel welcome right away. And I always tell our guys, I think chemistry wins you 5 extra games every year. So I like our chemistry. I like our depth. I like our size. I like our athleticism. And I'm really excited about the year to get started.
Which how do you sort of go about integrating those new guys? Obviously, like kind of a half of a different team. How do you sort of change the culture into simultaneously molding them into your culture while also letting you build it up?
Well, the good thing about it, the culture's already been set from the first 2 years. It's been set, and these guys have been a major part of that from day one. They've been in the program from day one. So has J.J. White, and they kind of understand what the culture is. It's been set. They understand it. They're driving it. So when you bring in newcomers in the summer, we kind of talk about what it is, make sure they understand it. But these guys drive it every day in practice, when they're in their apartments, when they're spending time together. They're driving the culture. Then you see it on the court right away. And I think it helps when you're older. We have older guys. We have 4 seniors and 5 juniors. I think it helps when you're older.
What is that culture? Describe that.
Well, I think it's trust, is hard work, it's believing in one another. We really understand that. I think you have to be for each other every single day. I mean, you can talk about being a good teammate, but do you show it? And perfect example, we was in here shooting a couple days ago, and our guys shoot around on both ends before practice start, and we look around, and all 16 guys are on one side of the floor, and that's how close these guys are. They down there joking and having fun with each other before practice. So that told me a lot, like how close this team really is.
We saw stretches of that culture really coming out when you guys were, first in the Summit at one point last year, or your run in the league tournament. How do you capture that for the entire conference season, especially with the turnover that you mentioned, the 7 newcomers?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the goal and that's the drive. And if you look at a telescopic view of what we think our team can be, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, we want to be a better basketball team. So I think we're capable of being that kind of team. I like where we are right now, but we got a chance to get so much better, and we have talent and we have depth. So I think long term, this should be a team that can compete for a conference championship.
What kind of challenge is it right now, as a coach in the Summit League, to maintain what you're trying to build when in the era of the transfer portal is so much going on where it's difficult to keep guys in house?
Yeah, it's hard, but I think at the end of the day, you got to have a culture that's set. You got to have some guys that drive it. That's why these 2 guys have been unbelievable. They stayed, they're here, which we have them for 4 more years, but that's not going to happen. But I think you have to have guys that stay in the program at some point, 1, 2, 3 maybe, that stay in the program. I don't think you can start a new roster every year and plan on having success. Now, it will be some outliers that happen for, but I think to continue building a program the right way, I don't think that's going to happen when you're changing over 12, 13 guys every single year. So we've been lucky that we hadn't lost many, but we have lost some, but we have kept a core group in place. And I feel good about that.
Coach, what can we sort of expect from all those newcomers this year?
Well, I think we're athletic. We got size. We got depth. So a couple of those newcomers, could possibly be starters along with these 2 guys. But I just think we improved our guard shooting. We improved our height and our girth inside interior. So I'm looking forward to that right there.
Tony, Marquel, Sutton, you guys kind of stepping that main leadership role in the season now?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's exciting. That's kind of what you want is a bigger role. So the guys that were here before us, the older guys our first year, they kind of set the tone, and we couldn't have done it without them. They never really complained. We struggled, took a lot of losses together, and I think that's part of the reason we stayed is we lost so much together. Now, we want to win together, and you saw it a little bit last year, so our goal is to build on that.
Yeah, me and Tony staying, having experience. Me, him, JJ, us three stepping up as vocal leaders and on the court leaders to the new guys and younger guys. So,
What do you guys see from the new guys in particular kind of jumped your interest right away, or something you enjoy working with on?
I just think the main thing I like about all the new guys is everybody wants to win. We brought in some new guys, but they are older. They've played a lot of college basketball, and their main goal is to win too. So we're not worried about big personalities or anything like that. Our main goal is to win basketball games, and it fits right in because that's what everybody wants to do.
yeah, like he said, winning, we all play hard, and, the more we play hard, then the more we're going to win. So,
Colin, we'll start with you for both of you guys. But why is it important for you guys to be back here and as coaches talk about, be part of building, in an era when so many guys can try to see what's at high you want and all that?
Yeah. First for me, I love every person on this team. I love every person on the staff. It's like a family to me. It really is. Some people say that, but it is for me. I've had some rough times playing basketball here, but they've always been there for me and supported me. So I'm going to give my all to them every day for sure. But I think for us, it kind of is that we are a family. We want to go win together, and we want to experience the highs of college basketball together. And I think the biggest thing I've said since the day I committed was I want to go be the first to make the NCAA tournament at Omaha, and that is important to me, and that's something I would love to do.
yeah, the bond I created with the coaches, my other teammates here, I feel like it's just I appreciate them, and I stayed for them, the coaches and teammates. So.
And it's good. But Marquel had chances to leave. He had chances to leave in the spring, and he made a big decision to come back, and he's going to be rewarded for it, I think.
Yeah.
You mentioned the NCAA tournament. We want to make that for the first time as well. Just coach, for you, just setting those goals and things that maybe haven't been done before, like setting them as realistic expectations. Just why is that important for you guys, and how do you go about kind of making that a step by step towards achieving?
Well, I think it started, day one when I walked in the building, and I just thought maybe this could be a program that could be a champion in this league, just because of facilities, the city. We had a lot of things going for us from day one. That now our jobs as a staff and our function was just now let's go attract the best student athletes we can, and try to sell Omaha and sell what we can do, sell our experience as a staff, and that's what we've done from day one. I've been a lot of places, got a lot of experiences, coached some great players, so we started selling that from day one. Like, guys, I know what it takes to win, and let's buy in, let's believe it together that we can get this done. We can be the first team to go to the NCAA tournament, and that's what's the goal. And we started taking minor little baby steps. We took some big steps last year, and hopefully, this year we'll take some steps and kick in the door and get to where we want to get to. That's the goal, is to get to the NCAA tournament. But it took some steps. It was a process, and but our staff never changed. We never changed our mode. We stayed right, steadfast in what we believed in, and it's going to come to fruition this year. I really believe it with this group.
And then last time to meet Marquel and Tony, just what's the competition level like with more minutes for shots open and available to go around? Just kind of, I guess, what's the difference in the mindset and practice going into this year?
Being confident. For me, being confident at practice, it helps me in the game, and my coaches and teammates give me the ball in the right spot. So, yeah.
I would say for me, it's exciting because that's kind of what you dream of, is having a big role, especially at the college basketball level. So I think right now it's kind of just having that unwavering belief in yourself and no matter what, there's going to be highs and lows in any role you play, especially when you're trying to take that next step. So I think just staying confident, and we have a great team that we don't have to depend on one dude every night. So we have guys that can go get it at every position. So I think that's a really big thing for us it's just not dependent on one dude, and we can really rely on each other.
Coach, kind of going back to the tournament, we saw at the end of last year that's kind of a wide open in terms of that bid for the NCAA tournament. You think having the conference be that wide open kind of gives the guys a little boost or keeps them buzzing late in the season?
I think so. I mean, and it all comes down to those 3 days in March. I mean, no matter what you do, because every team make it to the tournament. But I think you want to go in there with some momentum. But outside Kansas City having returning 5 or 6 players that play a lot of minutes for them last year, no one else returned that many players other than Omaha. I mean, we returning 4 players that played a lot of minutes for us last year, and outside of that, I mean, I think North Dakota State, maybe even St. Thomas returning 3 guys. So the league is wide open. Everybody lost their best player, so to speak, through the transfer portal. So it is wide open. Our guys believe that they can go in there and win. Even if people would have came back at every other school, I really believe our guys was going to come into this year thinking we can take another step. And that step would be getting to the championship game in the conference tournament, and after that happens, anything can happen. So I think our guys are going to be confident going into the Summit League play, and they believe in their work. They believe in what they've done all summer. So outside of the changes that happened in the league, I think they're going there with a lot of confidence.
Any more questions?
For Marquel specifically, obviously an exhibition the other night, but it probably always feels good to hit ball out and have a good shooting night. What does that sort of do for your confidence?
Yeah, I've been working on my shot all summer and all fall, so I feel like the work I put in definitely showed the other night, and give credit to my teammates for giving me the ball in the right spots and the coaches. So.
And Coach, what were sort of your overall takeaways from that?
We saw some bright spots. We saw some things happen that we need to see on film. We need to get on film. Wasn't happy with our rebounding, of course, and I think we're going to get a lot better defensively because we're playing a different defensive strategy than we did last year. So I just think this team is going to continue to get better and better and better as the season goes on, and that's kind of scary, really, to be honest with you, because I think we're going to be able to play really fast. We're going to shoot threes. We're going to play at a high pace. And now once we figure out the defensive part of it and the rebounding part of it, we'll have a chance to have a really, really super basketball team.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.